Okay, guys, so one of the most important things about having a team is how you manage their time. What do I mean by this? Well, let's use as an example the app about the running ninja we came up before, at the end of last section. Let's say I have the graphics I found online ready and, the sketches I drew with pen and paper. The next thing I would do is call or video call my designer and explain the project. I would go through the sketches, the animations, and the graphics I found and make sure he understands exactly what I want the app to be. Then I will tell him what he needs to do or add and how it should look. For this app, I would probably ask him if he could have it ready in 4 hours. He would probably say, no, that's too much time, that's not enough, and he would need at least a day. I would hassle and hopefully end up setting for like 6 hours. But let's just assume that instead of hassling, I agreed to 1 day. So it should be done by the same time tomorrow. I don't just say goodbye, we'll talk tomorrow, good luck. No, I will say, okay, well, we'll talk again in 2 hours so you can show me what you've done. That way, I can make sure he's not procrastinating or taking more time than he should. And also, more importantly, I make sure he understood everything and he's headed in the right direction. Imagine that there was something about the app that he didn't have very clear. So he made some assumptions and then decided something in a way in which I didn't want. If I wait until the next day to check on him, he would have finished the design wrong, would probably want to charge me more to change it, and will most likely take another day to be finished. By checking on him every 2 hours, I make sure he's on the right track. And if there are some mistakes or there were misunderstandings, I can rectify on time and with no extra cost. They don't have to be long calls. Literally 3 to 5 minutes of him explaining what he has done and what he plans to do in the next 2 hours is all it takes. The exact same thing goes for a programmer. You will follow the same process. You hassle on the price, you hassle on the time frame, you check on progress every 2 or 3 or 4 hours, whichever you deem appropriate, and you make sure that they are working towards the app you have in mind. With programmers especially, you need to make sure you understand everything they are charging you on, as I've said before, and everything they will be working on, because I can tell you from personal experience, we tend to lose focus, us programmers, and just spend too much time on really unimportant details in the code. It has happened to me so many times as a programmer, and also, it has happened to so many of my friends that also program. So it is your job to make sure that, the programmer doesn't lose focus and they don't try to fix little unnecessary issues, which they will probably want to charge you for later. Now, I want you guys to think about what would happen if you hired an expert and you were checking on him every 2 hours. I mean, they would probably wouldn't like it because they're not used to working like that. They tend to like to manage their own time. If, on the other hand, you hire someone that does not have a lot of work experience, they can get used to working this way. Which is not a bad way to work, in all honesty. It's just a different way to work than most freelancers are used to. Remember to manage, but also remember to be respectful and fair. They are your employees, and if you treat them respectfully, have harmony with them, and they are happy, everything will go smoothly.